What's going on, my fellow warriors? This is Musou, and in this video, I'm going to talk about Tecmo Koei's newest announcement of Dynasty Warriors Origins, and I'm essentially going to spend my time in this video to talk about my thoughts on what I think about this trailer. So first things first is that this isn't Dynasty Warriors 10. Some people might, classify it as Dynasty Warriors 10, but this is essentially a reboot of the entire franchise, almost like what they tried to do with Samurai Warriors 5. But they are actually going one step beyond and just not giving it a number title. They're just simply calling it Dynasty Warriors Origins. So, let me go ahead and just jump right into this trailer and just start talking about what I think is going to be given thanks to this actually really good gameplay trailer. So the first thing I do want to talk about is that this game, it's going to have English. Thank God, because if there's one thing that I am honestly really sick of with Koei Tecmo's Warriors games right now, is that Dynasty Warriors is essentially the only Warriors game we are getting nowadays with English dubs. Samurai Warriors doesn't get English dubs anymore. Any of their anime crossover games barely get any English dubs at all anymore. So it is really nice to hear that we are getting an English dub for this, but I also hope that we get some of the returning voice actors from Dynasty Warriors 8, because the whole thing with them getting new voice actors for Dynasty Warriors 9 was because of the voice actors strike. So here's to hoping that we get a whole bunch of returning voice actors for all the characters that we love. So the second thing that I saw is that the battlefields look really, really big, and I'm not really if they are planning on going back to multiple different battlefields for single stages, or if it's going to be a sort of semi-open world kind of thing. And all I'm going to say is, if it is that latter, I just hope that Omega Force is working alongside a group that knows how to make open world games, because that was part of the reason why Dynasty Warriors 9 open world didn't really work that well, is because Omega Force never really did anything like that in the past. And if anything, I would like to see them bring Team Ninja on board to help them make open world games, considering how good games like Neo, or especially like Wolong and Rise of the Ronin has an amazing open world. So if they are still sticking to that concept, I really do hope that Omega Force works with another group in Tecmo Koei who actually has open world experience. Another thing that I noticed is that it's the movement of the troops. I don't know why, but the movement of the troops makes me think that this is going to be somewhat of an RTS mix, like the classic Kingdom Under Fire games. Now, I've played both Kingdom Under Fire Crusaders and Kingdom Under Fire Heroes. If Dynasty Warriors is able to implement RTS systems along with their hack and slash like Kingdom Under Fire did, this game would be so much better than it was before. Because I've enjoyed my time with both of the Cuff games, and just the implementation of RTS with the hack and slash is just something that's barely ever been done outside of Kingdom Under Fire. With the way on how your character is moving alongside the forces, it seems like your troops surround you essentially, and then also of course that one scene where you control the archers. But then again, in Dynasty Warriors 9 you could do that too, but this one seems like it's a bit more polished than what you can do in Dynasty Warriors 9, so that also gives me a lot of hope. Another thing I noticed too was that at one point it looks like you're seeing, I don't know what this is. I don't know if it's either a younger version of Cao Cao, or if that's just a type of costume that your character can wear. And that's another thing. This is your character. The trailer says we are following a nameless hero. So already that's making me excited, because it makes it sound like that we're going to be able to create our own character to take through this. It's literally going to be like the Dynasty Warriors version of Wolong essentially, but I hope they do a little bit more than with Wolong's linear story, and I'll touch into that in a couple minutes. But back to my original point, with this one character. I can't tell if it's a younger version of Cao Cao or if it's just your character wearing a certain type of outfit. But if it is Cao Cao, that's making me wonder if they're going to do aging in this game, like what they did with Spirit of Sanada in Samurai Warriors 5. But not only that, I really do hope that they do it with multiple characters. Because, I mean, honestly, the only thing with Nobunaga and Mitsuhide being the only ones to age is that there are a lot of characters in Samurai Warriors 5 that seemed like they should have aged. Because, at least in Spirit of Sanada, Yukimura aged, Nobuyuki aged, heck, even Ieyasu aged. Even if it was just a simple detail as giving Ieyasu a gray beard. Just, little things like that to make it seem like that the characters are aging. Because if they're really going to commit to that game design, they really should commit to it and give it to at least a bunch of the key characters. At least the three brothers, Liu Bei, Guan Yu, Zhang Fei, Cao Cao and the Dun cousins, Xiahou Dun and Xiahou Yuan, and of course especially Sun Xuan, because for those who don't know in actual history, Sun Xuan was just a little boy during the Battle of Hulao Gate. So I'll already be giving props to them if they actually make Sun Xuan a little boy during the time of Hulao Gate, and then by the time of the occupation of the Wu territory with Sun Ce, that, we'll see Sun Xuan as like a budding teen who is doing his first battle. Now on to the next point is that I'm curious as to how they're going to do the story for this. Because, again, I just don't want them to make it a sort of linear story path as what they did with Wolong, where, oh, okay, you're starting here fighting alongside Liu Bei and them, and then all of a sudden you find yourself with Cao Cao and Sun Jian at Sishui Gate and all that stuff. But I hope that in this game, they give us branching paths, so we can essentially decide which kingdom we want to serve. Now, if they start with a very linear story path for like the Yellow Turban Rebellion, that makes, and like, yeah, the Yellow Turban Rebellion and Dong Zhuo's coalition, that makes sense because everyone is working together at that point. But then after that, I feel like you should be given the choice of whether you want to travel around the land with Liu Bei looking for a home, or joining Cao Cao to help centralize his power in the Central Plains to take on more warlords in China. Because if they add in branching paths and all that stuff, they're going to make this game have so much replayability. And here's another thing that I'm hoping they do. And this might tick off a lot of people because I get the strangest feeling that this game is not going to go through the entirety of the Three Kingdoms era. Because considering the fact it's called Dynasty Warriors Origins, I get this feeling that just like with Wolong, they're only going to go up to a certain point in the game. And because of that, I feel like they're going to cut a lot of the roster in this game. Now, when Dynasty Warriors 6 came out first and they cut a lot of characters, I'll admit I was ticked off. Because at that point, Dynasty Warriors was in this really comfortable area with the roster. But nowadays, like Dynasty Warriors 9, it has over 90 characters, bordering on 100. Now, even then, that to me seems like too much, in all honesty. So, if they end up cutting the roster again for this and only including characters for the pre-Cher-B stages of the Three Kingdoms era, I would actually be okay with that. In all honesty, I would be completely okay with that. So that's pretty much it on my thoughts for the story. In terms of like the gameplay, I've already touched upon how there's definitely like troop interaction and stuff. But other than that, it actually looks like the enemy troop placement seems like they're going to have an organic meaning to the battles. Because, you look at this one scene where, like, the troops are charging into a set of shielded troops. And I'm like, okay, so there's going to be different troop types in this game. All right. So it definitely seems like that there's going to be a bit of troop strategy to it, which makes me believe that they are going to make this a sort of semi-RTS thing like Kingdom Under Fire. And another thing is that you do see, like, some of the other warriors in this game. So it makes me wonder, like, some of the other games, if they're going to allow you to switch between multiple warriors in the middle of this game, again, to give it a sort of more strategic edge to it. One of the biggest things that I saw is, of course, the use of multiple weapons, because in the trailer, you see your character using a sword, you see him using gauntlets like the Kestises in Wolong, you see him using a halberd, a glaive, which honestly is going to be my main weapon, obviously. But not only that, like, there's one moment where you see Lu Bu, and I'm really happy that we got to see Lu Bu in this thing, but you see him doing some sort of, like, special skill, so it makes me wonder, again, if they're going to be giving some of these characters, like, character-specific skills, which, again, if they're going to cut the roster, I would love to see more individuality and uniqueness between all the different characters. So giving them unique skills, sort of like with what they did with the characters in One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, that would just make the experience of this game even better. And oh my god, the battle graphics and the destructible environments, that looks incredible as well. Like, oh my god, my brain was exploding when I saw just your character riding alongside troops, as it looks like it was either Hulao Gate or Luoyang getting destroyed with catapults. And oh god, in all honesty, like, I am very hopeful. I'm hopefully hyped for this game. But then again, at the same time, I was also hopefully hyped for Dynasty Warriors 9. But, of course, we all know how Dynasty Warriors 9 ended up. I enjoyed Dynasty Warriors 9, but even I have to admit there are times where I'm like, this game should have taken a little bit more time to polish itself. But we also got to think, at the same time, with Dynasty Warriors 9's trailer, they barely had much gameplay to it. Whereas with this game, they've been showing a lot off. They've been showing multiple weapons. They've been showing troop interactions. They've been showing the size of the battlefield. There's even this one moment where it looks like you can do finishers against enemy officers, just like you can do in Samurai Warriors. They're just showing a lot more in this game than what they did with Dynasty Warriors 9. So I'm actually feeling a lot more hopeful that this is going to be the game. Because I'm not gonna lie, if this game flops, we might not be seeing another Dynasty Warriors game for a long time, because of, like, how bad the community reacted to Dynasty Warriors 9. Dynasty Warriors Origins needs to succeed so that Koei Tecmo knows that this series in general still has a place on the market. So, with everything that's been shown, and with everything that I have seen and speculated from this trailer, I am excited for the beginning of 2025, because when this game drops, I'm definitely gonna pre-order it when it's allowed to be pre-ordered. I'm getting it day one. I'll probably do a series of it, obviously. And I honestly cannot wait until that happens. So I do really hope that you guys enjoyed hearing me ramble on about this, and I really do hope that you guys either agree with me or disagree with me. If there's anything that I said that you guys feel like you have speculation for, please say it in the comments and all that jazz. But I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this all together, and I can't wait to see you all in my next project. And I'm just so excited for Dynasty Warriors Origins to come out in 2025. So, until then, I'll see you all next time. Later, guys!